What is up, Red Rebel Nation family? It is your boy Deuces. I am back once again, guys. Look, I'm back with another video of Psychobabble. As we all know, Psychobabble is one of those type of people you never know what's going to come out of his mouth. But Power Stroke No Joke actually had a live and brought his ex-wife onto it. And a lot of stuff was said, a lot of receipts was shown, and there's some crazy stuff, guys. So I want to hear Psychobabble's side of the story like we have all this time. And he's done nothing but, well, lied about it, as we've seen. Anyways, if you haven't checked out Power Stroke No Jokes live, go check that out. All the receipts is there. But anyways, guys, first thing, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like and subscribe to the channel, it's highly appreciated. Without further ado, guys, let's jump right into the video.
They got this idea that if they can impugn someone's character, then that makes what they do okay. And that makes what Ryan Upchurch did okay, as long as they can impugn someone's character. And guess what, Crack Squad? No, it doesn't work. Okay. It amazes me that, for all you guys out there,
Well, it amazes me that you're still calling them Crack Squad. Calling us Crack Squad. See, this makes absolutely no sense because before you rattled on and you was actually a fan and you said you was actually Creek Squad. Then you turned your back and you said you was Crack Squad because you wanted to start your own podcast type thing, and you have. And a lot of your other people that's actually on your podcast actually, well, went their separate ways and made their own channels. But without further ado, guys, let's continue.
that have dealt with an ex that A, refuses to move on, or two, used your child as a weapon, as a pawn, used your child as leverage, or flat out refused to let you have a relationship with your child out of spite. Yeah, this is for you. And for those people that have dealt with an alcoholic. I don't know if you've ever dealt with alcoholism, but to those of us that have, uh, it's a son of a bitch. Alcoholism sucks, and and one of the biggest reasons why uh, is is the reason why alcoholics drink is the alcohol is a comfort tool, just like someone that has an eating disorder or someone that has, say, a sex addiction or a drug addiction. Alcohol is a crutch, and they never deal with their emotions. So, how they deal with their emotions is to get drunk. And then, as soon as they get sober,
So I got a question for you, Psychobabble. So you say that, alcohol is a crutch. People use it for a crutch, and you actually put it up against sex addiction. I don't see any kind of similarities to that. There's none. So I don't see where you're getting off at actually putting that up against alcoholism. And plus, didn't you have an alcohol problem as well? So what's that? What are you speaking about right here? It absolutely makes no sense. But anyways, let's continue with the video.
the emotions are back. So, they got to get drunk again to feel good. And it's just a perpetuating cycle. And a person that, is an alcoholic, they will talk about something that happened 25, 30 years ago, like it happened yesterday, because they never dealt with it. They never moved on. They never processed their feelings the way a normal person would. You might, some event may happen in your life and you're sad for a few days and while you're dealing with it, and then you get over it and you move on, right? Well, an alcoholic, that process never happens. They just get drunk. So, as soon as they get sober, right there, it's there again. And then they get drunk, and now there's more. And then they get drunk, and now there's more. And then they get drunk, and now there's more. And it never ends. And trying to live with somebody like that, especially when you don't drink, is is pretty tough. Uh, and it blows my mind that Crack Squad would actually think that I would care.
See, that's another thing too, because you come forth saying living with someone that's addicted to alcohol is a problem. Well, who are you to say that? You stayed with her. You was with her. So why did you stay with her for? And now you're mad because she's coming forward with all this stuff and receipts to show it? It just shows everybody what kind of person you actually are. And everybody's seen right through you, Psychobabble. Anyways, let's continue with the video.
care that you bring some drunk on from 25 years ago in my life, like that's going to matter to me, because it doesn't. Not one bit. The only thing that I guess I'm shocked is that you're still drunk. I can't believe you're still drunk.
So is that the only thing you have to say about your ex-wife because she's an alcoholic, quote unquote, you say? Does that make her a bad person? Does that make her the receipts that was shown actually untrue? It doesn't. They don't lie. It is what it is, Psychobabble. So now you just got to look at it and be like, okay, I'm moving on. Apologize to some people if you want to. Do that. Try to make the rights into the wrongs. Try to make wrongs into rights. That's what life is. Continue. Wipe your ass and get back up. If you fall off, get back up. And that's what it kind of seems like here. But anyways, guys, let's jump right back into the video.
Drunk. It's been 25 years and you're still drunk. And listening to you, your speech slur, while you sit there lying through your teeth and whining about me, just brings back every reason why, just justifies every reason why I got the hell away from you and stayed away from you and did everything I could within the limits of the law to keep you away from me. And I can see I'll probably still have to do it again. Now, I guess you forgot that you're not supposed to be doing what you're doing right now. Okay. Number one. And number two, it's time for you to get out of the way and let your son have a relationship with his father that doesn't involve your emotions, your spite, and your fucking alcoholism. It's just time for you to get out of the way. It's time for you to move on. You know, I've been remarried for 22 years, lady. 22 years I've been married to someone else. I think it's pretty clear I'm not coming back. It's time for you to deal with it. And the only way you're going to be able to deal with it is to get sober. Okay.
These Psychobabble, sometimes in life we give, well, reasons why we won't do things. And the reason why you sounds like you're giving is because she wants you back. She never said anything about wanting you back, Psychobabble. You just said you've been married for 20 some odd years. I assume you're happily married, so therefore you are happy. So what would give her the knowledge to go and, well, dig up receipts and show everything that you did and prove it, and now you're still denying what was proved? Makes no sense. Anyways, guys, let's continue with the video.
Our son is an adult now, and he wants to have a relationship with me, and he's going to have one, whether you like it or not. You're just going to have to deal with it. So you're either,
And that's not unheard of. You should have a relationship with your child if you want to.
you're going to have to stock up on the alcohol and stay drunk, or get sober and move on. One of the two, because this ain't going to change nothing, period. And no crack squad, you getting a drunk ex-wife from 25 years ago to come on and tell her swayed story that is so far from the truth. If it wasn't so goddamn pathetic, you could laugh at it, but it's actually pathetic to think that, the drunk person was the one that had it together and the sober person was the one that was the problem. Yeah, I know. Everybody's going to believe that, I'm sure. I
Always the one that says they're not a problem is you most generally the problem at some time. And I'm not saying this woman is actually perfect and was a perfect wife for you because now you moved on, but there's a reason why you moved on, and there's a reason why she, well, decided to join Power Strokes No Jokes live panel and say what she said. Now, is it because she doesn't like you? I don't know, but what does the receipts proving what you did have anything to do with her not liking you? There's nothing there. Anyways, guys, let's jump right back into the video.
frankly, I don't give a shit. I'm not a bit ashamed of leaving your dumb ass where I left you. The constant coming home from work drunk, the constant hanging out with guys from work drunk every night. Yeah, no, that's not for me. That's not the life I want. I'm not going to deal with somebody getting drunk and going off the fucking deep end over nothing. I mean, over the most trifle shit. So yeah, it's it's just laughable to listen to you still crying and still drunk after 25 years. And you know they arrest people if you don't pay child support, right? You guys know that, right? So when you hear the story that no child support was paid, yeah, well, I would have been in jail if that was the case. Yes, when I got
So, Psychobabble, since you said that, why don't you just go ahead and go on and tell us a story about everything about what you did and have not done wrong, and what was actually proven that you did do wrong? Because that story about you getting caught by a game warden, is that true too? I mean, you see, we can go different ways here, and we could actually just travel different ways and, try to figure out what is real and what's not. But you cannot deny what we seen last night in Power Stroke No Jokes Live. There are receipts. It's not a lie. So now you just gotta, well, tell us the truth from now on. That's what you gotta do. But anyways, guys, let's jump right back to the video.
when I got very, very ill, I wasn't able to pay because I was in the hospital. When you go through a bone marrow transplant, it fucks you up for a while. So there, I did have some arrearages there that are long since paid. But they hear a story that no child support was ever paid. Yeah, I'd like to see somebody get away with that. Yeah, work full time and pay no child support. Yeah. It's funny. It's funny to hear the story uh, from the drunk again, just as I suspected.
And see, another thing, guys, I want to point out this too. You know what's funny? You went to you talked about Uncle Will, you dox people. Well, you talked about what you had in your house to actually, said if anyone clicks on your live stream, they would actually you would get their IP address. You went as far as that, and you went as far as saying he was going to go to Florida and hang up flyers of Uncle Will, and said he was a pedo on him. And now karma's come back to this psychobabble. So now it is what it is, right? Anyways, guys, let's jump right back into the video.
And I'm sure that's the same poison that was put in my son's head. Uh, I'm absolutely sure of it. But no, crack squad, it doesn't intimidate me a bit. You think I'm the only guy out there that ever got divorced? You think I'm the only guy out there that's got an ex-wife and say something bad about him? Come on. I guarantee you I could talk to any one of you idiots ex and they wouldn't have nothing but shit to say. Right?
Yeah, but I guarantee you they wouldn't be showing receipts that well proving everything that we seen last night. See, you can blame it on whatever you want. You can blame it you don't get along with her. You can blame it she was a bad wife. You can blame it she was a drunk, a druggie. But it has nothing to do with what we seen last night that proved, well, everything we seen was true. That's it. Anyways, guys, let's continue.
So no, it doesn't bother me a bit. It's just sad to know that she is still drunk. It's sad to know that she still hasn't moved on. It's sad to know that she's still trying to meddle in her in that boy having a relationship with me. And she stood in the way the entire time. She made it absolutely impossible. Having a relationship with my son meant I had to deal with her and her alcoholism. And she shows up on holidays unannounced at my family's, expecting my wife, the woman I'm married to not be involved, and for me to spend time with her and my son. I mean, that was the shit she had in her head, that's the way it would go down. Couldn't make her understand I'm remarried. You need to bring him, drop him off. Me and my wife will spend time with him. No, 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 no. That couldn't never happen. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, crack squad. Nice try, Frank. Doesn't bother me a bit, dude. What you did to those women sitting on that panel, doxing them, was a crime. It was a cyber crime, Power Stroke, and you're going to get sued for it. Some people are going to sue you. And it's not the people you think. It's some people that they're just totally out of left field. You're not going to expect it, but you are going to be sued. And as you can know, we do know your address. We do have your address, and you are going to get fucking nailed for it. And the rest of you are too. The other three of you. Now, I think Power Stroke will get the worst of it because he's made the most noise and tried to act like it was funny and act like it was justified and continued it. Three of them had sense enough to shut up about it and hope maybe it went away. Power Stroke, not smart enough. he's kept it going. So I know for certain he's going to get his ass handed to him.
Talk about it. You remember whenever Johnny Gobble come forward and started saying all that stuff about suing everybody and his town after him and how he's feared for his life and stuff? Do you not see yourself doing that? You've talked about how you feared for your life. You've talked about his anime feared for her life. You've talked about doxing people. You've doxed people. You talk about going to Florida and actually putting people's faces on flyers and hanging them up, calling them a pedo. Then you go on and people say stuff about you and you get butthurt for it. That's what you're doing here. You're a simp. You want attention. And then someone comes forward and actually, well, says what they want to say about you and shows receipts and proves what you have done. And you're still denying, saying they're the problem, they're the drunk, they're the alcoholic, and they're the druggie. Do you not see yourself here? Because I do. I seen it coming a long time ago. Your panels do nothing but talk about, well, foul stuff, in my opinion. And if you want to have them, hey, that's on you. That's your panel. That's your channel. But I think it's a little bit too far now, don't you? That's what happens whenever you lie, and you keep lying, and people bring receipts to the table and proves what you actually have been lying about. Instead of lying, tell the truth, and you have no problems with it. Anyways, guys, just jump right back into the video.
For sure. But no, dude, you bring her on and let her get drunk and tell you stories every night, because the truth lives right here. And yeah, dealing with an alcoholic was an absolute son of a bitch. And I would have never in a million years ever even moved in with her had I known she drank like that. She hid it. Had I known she was getting drunk with her coworkers every fucking night instead of working late like I was being told, had I fucking known she was going to someone else's motel room drunk, and I'm thinking she's working late, yeah, had I known all that, yeah, I would have left a lot sooner. But yeah, I finally did get the courage to go, and I didn't go back. And there was a reason why I left, and it wasn't the story you heard. Not by a long shot. My sons, both of them, remember exactly what happened. You might think they forgot, Cheryl, but they don't. They remember it very well. And your little story is just that, your drunk story. And you're not going to be able to cry victim, because you know, when I started this podcast and I talked about my past a little bit, I was very brief. I didn't mention any names, any locations, anything like that, right? So nobody would have known it was you that I was talking about, right? But now everybody knows it's you, Cheryl Conan. That's who we're talking about here. A drunk, an alcoholic, a severe alcoholic with a massive drinking problem. Don't believe me? Check the courts. That's all I'll say about that.
So this sounds, remember the party, you know, when you were younger, when you went to and you actually but was with the wrong person, if you know what I mean, and you woke up and you're like, oh, I don't remember that. You sound like that kind of person, Psychobabble, because I will tell you what, I've been drunk before, and well, I remember everything that was ever done. But now you have Psychobabble saying basically that it was all the wrong thing. What did you do, Psychobabble? Your wife's drunk now? You never said this before. Have you said that to her before? Did you say it to your wife now before, what she was? Or is it just because your son won't come and see you? You see, there's things that we get into that well, sometimes we should think about before we speak. And to me, you're putting a story together that she's the bad person because, well, she come forward and showed receipts from what you actually have done in your past, because you said you were just a perfect little angel. That's what it seems like to me. Anyways, guys, let's jump right into the video.
It's time for you to quit drinking and move on, Cheryl. You got to go to the AA. You got to go check yourself in somewhere. You got to do something. But this here shit of you getting drunk and whining about me constantly, still, after I've been remarried for 22 years, you're still getting drunk and whining about me. You got a problem, lady. And if my son wants to come and spend time with me, he's going to do it. He's an adult now, and there ain't a goddamn thing you can do about it. You'll just have to fucking like it or lump it. And thank you, Crack Squad.
So, guys, you heard him. If his son comes and visits him, see, this is the whole problem, guys. Sometimes we actually hate who he's with at a time or two, and then whenever they come forward with true statements and receipts, and we see them, it turns a person back into the person that, well, they actually got away from. Because if you remember Psychobabble, his panels was all about nothing but negativity. And it actually turned into something that he actually enjoyed. And Psychobabble, I've said it before, if you become a mechanic, which you are, and you know, do videos on your shop or working on trucks, or whatever else it may be, you will be 100% successful. Your 2 YouTube channels, I don't care about, but what I do care about is whenever you go disrespecting a woman. In my opinion, her name should not have been said to you. She was on your channel because one reason you're talking about doxing people, well, you just dox her. Who cares if she says her name on a different panel? You shouldn't say your name, in my opinion. Therefore, you're disrespecting a woman. And just because someone's a drunk, an alcoholic, or, well, a druggie, it doesn't make them any different than anyone else. Because now you're saying stuff to, well, because she brought forward receipts once again and showed what you did in your past was actually true. And plus more. So what do you have to say about that, Psychobabble? Anyways, guys, let's jump right back to the video.
Appreciate it. It gave me a laugh. At the same time, I'm just saddened by the whole fucking thing, just to know that the drinking still is going on. And to any of you guys out there, you gotta watch the red flags. And if you see red flags, go with your gut, because I talked myself out of leaving one too many times and ended up with even more liability when I should have left the first fucking time I realized she was drinking without me knowing about it. That's when
And you was just the perfect person, Psychobabble. See, this is actually proving my point here, guys, because now he's going on to what, well, she's wrong, he's right, because he done nothing wrong in his life. You see what I'm saying? And once again, guys, she actually brought forward what he actually was, and everybody actually, well, had a curiosity of what he has done in his past, and that was one of them, about, you know, being a bully to his wife, and he actually has, she said that. But without further ado, guys, let's jump right back into the video.
I should have left. The first fucking time I came home and you were shit-faced and you had all my shit boxed up, my belongings, my stuff boxed up, I should have left that day. That's when I should have left. Oh, no, like a dummy, guys, like a dummy. I talked myself out of it. Don't do what I did. Get out immediately. If you're in a relationship with somebody right now and they're getting drunk and it's a problem, get out. Leave just right now. Go get your shit and leave, because it's never going to get any better. I can tell you, it'll just get worse. And yeah, Crack Squad, if you think I'm ashamed of leaving that fucking drunk, you're out of your mind. That's the best goddamn thing I ever did. I am married to Cheryl. This is for you. Okay. I'm married to an absolute angel. The woman I'm married to is probably one of the most perfect human beings I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. Just an awesome person. 22 years we have been together and have never even had an argument or exchanged an insult or even said a crossword to one another. That's the kind of relationship you can have when you're sober, Cheryl.
Anyways, guys, there you have it. See, sometimes Psychobabble, you just gotta tell the truth, bud, because receipts come and prove whenever you were wrong, whenever you have been wrong, that you've been lying about, that you actually was in your life. Your age don't even match up, Psychobabble. Am I saying go to Psychobabble's page and actually hit him up and talk bad about him? I am not, guys. Just stay away from that. We don't want the drama. But what this does prove is, well, you need to tell the truth from the beginning, because somebody out there will find it. Anyways, guys, look, I'm gonna get out of here today. So salute to Creek Squad, Red Rebel Nation. I love you guys. YouTube family, I love you guys too. Your boy Deuces is out. Thank you, guys.